everyone, I Jhalak Patel from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication welcomes you to the session of wireless communication. Today we are going to discuss about Unit 1, that is Introduction to Wireless Communication, about the topic the generation of wireless communication. So let's start the session. First of all, let's talk about some definitions of the wireless communication. That is, first one is the base station. Base station, it is like a fixed station in a mobile radio system, and the base station is located at the center or the edge of a coverage region or coverage area. Basically, for the cellular concept, we have chosen the hexagon shape as a cellular region. So here it will be placed at the center of that particular cell. It will look like this. This is one of the example of the base station. The next one is handoff. So here in this figure, you can see that one person is traveling from the as the person moves from one cellular boundary to another cell boundary, the signal strength will be affected. So whenever he reaches to the base station, the signal strength is large, and whenever he moves away from the base station, signal strength will reduce. So handoff is basically the mobile station movement from one base station to another base station. Next one is about the channels. Channels can be classified into the forward channel and reverse channel. As you can see in this figure, that from base station to mobile station, this channel is called as a forward channel. You can also call it as a downlink channel. Reverse channel is from mobile station to base station. It is called as a reverse channel. You can also call this as the uplink channel. So this is about forward channel and reverse channel. Next is subscriber. Subscriber means the person who pays the subscription charges to use the network. Next one is mobile station. Mobile station, it is recommended to use during the motion at unspecified location, means particular user. Transceiver. Transceiver means transmit and receive simultaneously. So the device which can be used to transmit and receive simultaneously is called as a transceiver. Next is roamer. Roamer means who operate on a service area other than the other service area for which the user is subscribed. That is called as a roamer. Next one is page. Page, it is a message that is broadcast over a complete service area. Now let's start with the different generation of wireless communication. First is first generation wireless communication. It is one type of analog communication. It uses the FM modulation, frequency modulation scheme is generally used for this. Advanced mobile phone system is it AMPS. AMPS, it has the large number of cells. Omnidirectional antennas can be used. Omnidirectional means the directional pattern in one plane, and in the other plane it gives the non-directional pattern. Obviously, the less number of users are there. Now to increase the number of users, obviously we have to modify the previous version. So for that we change in the bandwidth. Here the bandwidth is 25 kilohertz instead of 30 kilohertz. So this is how we can save the bandwidth using the European Total Access Communication System. See, this is one type of informative session. So you have to remember some things that like AMPS, so what is the full form of it, PTACS, what is the full form of PTACS, what is the difference between these two standards. Okay, so these things you have to first identify. Now let's move towards the second generation to third generation evaluation. Means the moment of the evaluation from the second generation to third generation, that will be second 2G, then 2.5G, and then 3G. So for the second generation standard, it will be divided into the three parts, that is IS-95, which is interim standard 95 standard, then GSM is global system for mobile, and third one is IS-136 standard. Next one is IS-95B, HSCA3 means high speed circuit switch data, GPRS means general packet radio service, EDG enhanced data rate for GSM evaluation. And the last one is CDMA 2000, WCDMA, EDGE and TD-SCDMA. WCDMA is the wideband CDMA, next one is EDGE, that is the modified version of it, and last one is TD-SCDMA, time division, synchronous, code division, multiple access. These techniques are there. So this is about the 2G to 3G evolution. Okay, this first one is your 2G, then this is your 2.5G, and this is your third generation standards. So first of all, for the second generation, first is GSM, stands for Global System for Mobile. For GSM, the multiple access scheme that is used is TDMA, means time division multiple access data is sent in terms of the time slots, and here the data rate is 22.7 kbps. Second one is IS-95, Interim Standard 95. It is one type of code division multiple access standard which has a backward compatibility of with EMPS. It has a data rate of 14.4 kbps. Next one is IS-136, Interim Standard 136. It is based on the United States cellular system with increased amount in the data rate, that is 48.6 kbps. So this is all the second generation standard. It is based on the digital modulation. Next is your 2.5G standard, in which the first one is HSCSD. It stands for High Speed Circuit Switch Data. Here, instead of the single subscriber mobile user, it uses the consecutive time slot to send the data. So by using this consecutive time slot, it has the more data rate compared to GSM, that is 57.6 kbps. Moreover this, it offers the error control coding, and only the software changes is used for system upgradation. Next is standard is GPRS, stands for General Packet Radio Service. It is mainly used for non-real-time internet usage, and here the more number of users are offer this service compared to the previous one. It is based on the packet-to-packet network transfer. Data rate is 171.2 kbps. Obviously, some hardware requirements can change the system, like you have to install the gateway routers to use the GPRS service. So this is one of the 2.5G standard. It uses the multiple access scheme, that is TDMA. So again, here the data is transmitted in terms of the time slots. Next standard is EDG, stands for Enhanced Data Rate for GSM Evolution. It is again in a digital modulation format. Here again error control protection is provided, and it has a more data rate compared to the previous one, that is 384 kbps. For individual user, it can go in terms of Mbps also. Next is IS-95D. IS-95D is upgrade solution for the third generation technology. Here we can say that the 64 number of users use this particular channel, and it generates the VoLS code. For that, practical implementation of 9600 PPS is not possible for it, but you can offer with this particular service the data rate similar to IS-95B. Hard handoff method is used, means hard handoff means first the connection is break and then the new connection is established. So it is one type of, you can say, break before make type of connection. Next is duplexing. Duplexing technique is transmit and receive at a time, means transmission and receiving will be possible at a time. First technique for duplexing is FDD. FDD means frequency division duplexing. So here in this graph you can see that at the same frequency the transmit and receiving can be possible with FDD, means frequency division duplexing. In case of TDD, the time division duplexing will be taken place. So here time slots are divided, and it will be possible at a transmit and receive both the times simultaneously. So this is the case of FDD, and this is the case of TDD. Next standard is third generation standard. It is always on type of access. It is mainly used for voice activated calls. Communication over VoIP means voice over internet protocol can be possible with it. It offers a great network capacity with the different standard WCDMA, CDMA 2000 and TD-SCDMA. First, let's talk about WCDMA, wideband CDMA. It is based on the UMTS, that is Universal Mobile Telecommunication System, third generation standard. It has a high capacity upgradation of GSM and backward capability with the AMPS also. Always on time, but this is a packet based system, so offers the great data rate of 2.048 Mbps per user. Will be used. One can use it in a public and private network features, and spectral efficiency also increases in this case. So user can utilize the channels perfectly by using this technique. Next one is CDMA 2000. As we see that for the original second generation bandwidth of 1.25 MHz per radio channel is used, but in case of CDMA 2000 we can use the universal, that is RTT, stands for radio transmission technology. So here 1 cross RTT means one channel of 1.25 MHz will be provided. If it is written like 3 cross RTT, then 3 into 1.25 MHz of channel will be offered for the service. And here the data rate we can get up to 307 kbps for a single user, which is much more compared to the previous standard. It will offer the EVDO and EVDB standard. EVDO means evaluation for data only, and EVDB means evaluation for data and voice. So these are the two standards for CDMA 2000, 1 cross EVDO and 1 cross EVDB. CDMA 2000, as here written, that 3 cross multi-carrier evaluation. So here this 3 cross multi-carrier evaluation means for here 3 into 1.25 MHz of channel is mainly used for it. It has the increased talk time for this, that is CDMA. Next standard for the third generation is TD-SCDMA, that is time division, synchronous code division, multiple access. It has higher data rate equipment with the GSM base station. Uses the technique, that is TDMA plus TDD, means multiple access technique that is used is time division multiple access, and duplexing technique is used is time division duplexing. It offers the bandwidth is 1.6 MHz. Here the frame duration is 5 milliseconds is used with 7 time slots. So you have to transmit it in a time period of 5 milliseconds for one slot. So dedication network providing can be possible with this technique. This is all about the first generation to third generation wireless communication. If you find any doubt regarding it, you can ask me on my email ID. Thank you for watching.